Hey guys, so welcome to my channel. So for a long time I have been just posting about Linux stuffs and things, and I thought to let's make it varied. Like my channel is just about Linux, so I thought like why not it should cover about coding stuffs too. So today I'm gonna start the Python tutorial series, and this would be the first tutorial that I am going to do related to coding. So let's get started. So I have already some notes from which I am going to teach. So first I would like to open those notes. So here it is, and here you can see some things like Python is a programming language and you write some kind of code in it, and now if you want to run that code, so how would you do it? So for that you need to use terminal. So if you are using Linux, so you would already know what is terminal, and if you don't know about it, so I will explain it. So if you are in Windows, so you might have something like a VS Code, like a coding platform, and if I would show its image, so it would look something like this. And here you can see like upside there in this area some kind of code written, and then here there is a small section opened in which some kind of message is written, and all these messages are written in terminal. So this is from where you will run your code. Like terminal is a place from where you can control your whole computer without using any kind of GUI applications, like you want to delete some files or anything, so you need to just write some commands and it would get the stuff done. And that was how in old days it was being done. Now we have GUI based file managers through which you manage all the files, but on industry level standards it is still recommended to use something like terminal to operate on all these things, because all these tasks may be very repetitive and you are not going to do it always after something like every 1 or 2 hours in any company. Like suppose a company maintains a server, and there are some files which get populated after every 2 to 3 hours, and you have to clean it regularly. So for that you are not going to open your GUI based file manager and you have to delete it after every 2 or 3 hours. So for those things terminal are used to make repetitive tasks automated, and in coding area too terminal plays a very big role. So let's see how you can use terminal. So if I open my terminal, so it looks like this, and if I would press ls, so it will show me my files. And now if I want to make some kind of file which contains my Python code, so how we are going to do it? So for that you have to write touch, and then I will write 0/1/intro.py. And now if I will press ls again, so you can see here like I have a file named as 01intro.py. .py is an extension for Python programming language. So let's close it, and now let's open that file 01.intro, and currently we have nothing in it. So first let's write some code in it, and then we will run and see how we operate on terminal to run any kind of code. So for that I would use something like I want to write some kind of message like a hello world. So if I write it, and now if I want to run it, so I would have to type something like python and then 01intro, and it will print me hello world. Or if you have something like Python 3 version, so you can use that too. So I will write Python 3 and then 01intro. Well, these both commands are same, but in some operating systems sometimes you have to write only Python, or sometimes you have to write Python 3. So for that you can check out both the commands and see which works better for you. Now I told you about print. So what does this print statement is doing is it is giving me some messages, like whatever message I write here, it would give me those messages. And now suppose I want to do something different, like I don't only want to print hello world, I want to print some kind of number too. So I can write print, like I want to first define a number. So for that you have to use a variable, just like a mathematics you have used something like variables, like x and y, and you write something like x plus y is equals to something something something, and then you get a equation. It is something like same. So here a is a variable, and I would say a is equals to 1, so it means value of a is 1, just same as what you have did in mathematics in your something like 10th grade or 12th grade. Now if I want to print, so I will write print, and then the number is, and then I would close the quotes, and I would do something like a, and then that's it. So you can see like the number is 8. And by the way, what is this thing which is going on here, like what does this kind of thing is? So it is a undo tree. So what does this undo tree do is that it would tell me about which kind of movements I have did till now. So suppose if I write something like a print, and then not a print, like I just want to delete some kind of like this thing, and so it would show me like 0 seconds ago I have deleted this line. So that's what it does. So why I have opened it here, like you can see my movements more accurately so that you don't get into any confusion. So that's all the whole purpose of this undo tree is. And now let's focus our back on our code. Here I have write something like e is equals to 1, and then I have printed something like the number is, then comma and e. Well, don't worry about if you don't understand what the hell it is going on. You have to just type with me, like I have written in the notes too, like the rule to learn with me is to type with me. Like you have to open your own code editor and start typing with me, then only this thing will be effective and you can understand each and everything. And you can store whatever I am typing in some kind of file after you type it by your own self, and you can do experiments with all the codes that I am going to teach you at this moment, so that you can learn about it more and more in deeper way. So now let's run this code. So python 01 intro, then here you can see the number is 1. If I change the value, like I want to write something like 11, so it would print 11. So that's it. And now let's move on to something next. So defining variables. How can you define variables? I've already shown some examples that how you have to define variable. Like I want to define a is equals to 10, then I can define some another kind of variable like b is equals to 2 or something. And now if I want to do some kind of operation with it, so I can assign some another variable which is like c, and I can write something like c is equals to a plus b, and what it would do is that it will store whatever the value of a plus b is. Now I can print that value too. So if I would now run the code again, so you can see like 10 plus 2 is equals to 12, and here it has printed 12. And now suppose I don't want to define something like a c variable, and I just directly want to print it, so I can do that too. So for that you have to write something like a plus b, and here what would happen is that it will still print 12. What does that mean is that you can do any kind of mathematical operations in print itself and it will work great. So now what are the other things, like if you have seen some kind of code in any kind of programming language before, so you would have seen something like there are some kind of messages written in layman languages, like this is a variable, or something like this is a addition operation. So what is this? Well, it is not going to do any kind of thing. Like it is just a message for programmers. Like if there is a code written of something like 1000 lines, so how can I do it? How can I understand what the hell it is going to do? So for that you have to write some kind of comments, and these comments can be a single line, like this one is a single line comment, and here you can just only write one comment in a one line while using hashtag. But if I want to do something like I want to write multiple line of comments, so I can do something like I can use triple quotes, and then I can write this is a Python tutorial 1, and here you can see like it is a multi-line comments. And now if I run the code, so it won't do anything. It would just skip those comments because they are not useful for the Python interpreter itself. It is just useful for me, and it will directly just jump to this thing and do all the processes and give me the output. So that's how comments work. And now before start doing anything, let's see some data types. So what are data types? Like it is something like categorizing things, like you categorize fruits, and like there is a group of fruits, and in fruits what kind of things are there, like apple, banana, peaches, and there can be something like some other kind of group, like types of aeroplanes. So there can be fighter jet or Airbus or something like that. So in data types also there are like different kind of groups. So like if I want to write some kind of text, so what are those texts are like they are string, so it is written in short form like str. For like you can get to know about it more if I tell you about something like type function. So what does this do is that it will tell you about which kind of data type it is. Like I define something like a is equals to 1, okay, and then I do something like c is equals to type a. So now what it is going to store is it is going to store something like the type of a. And now if I want to print the what is the type of a, so let's check it out what it would print. So it says class int. So what does this mean? Well, forget about this, all this debris. Just see there is a thing called int written here. Int is a short form of integer, and here it is telling out that a is equals to 1 is a kind of integer stored in a. And if I do something like if I just yank it, I mean copy it out, and now if I paste it again, and now if what I do is I just write something like hello. So now if you would see, so what it had printed is it printed in second line str. So what does this thing is, what does this thing means is it is kind of text. Well, a text is called str. You can see here like a text type is called str, and there are kind of data types too. You can see or take a screenshot of this, and you don't need to memorize this. In future while coding you will learn all these automatically. So now let's move on to other things like operators. So what are the operators? Like if when I do something like a equals to 10 and then b equals to 12, and then I did some kind of things like a plus b. So here a kind of operation happened in which I added a and b. So how did I did this kind of thing? I did it with the operator. Here plus is an operator, and if I print this, so it would give me the answer as 22, because 10 plus 12 is 22. And if I want to do some other kind of things, like I just want to multiply these things, so for that I would have to put a star, and then here you can see that it has given me 120 as answer, because 12 into 10 is equal to 120. And there are other things too, like you have seen addition, then multiplication, then there is things like division, subtraction, and other things. Even there are something like a floor division, or you want to get some kind of just a remainder but not the answer itself, so you have operators for those things too. Well, we would cover those things in later tutorials, but for now just learn about these 5 operators, and that is enough to go. So the next thing is like taking inputs from user. Here you can see a small code. Well, you would have already guessed that what it would do is it would ask for name from user, and it would spit it out. So let's code it too. I will just write input, and then so what it would do, you have already guessed it, but let's do it for formalities. Like if I enter my name, so it would say your name is Ankur, and that's how input operator does. I mean, input thing goes on. And if I want to add something like I want to get some kind of integer in it, so I can do something like a equals to int input, enter a number, and then I would do something like I would add another variable name as b, and now oh, I forgot some kind of parenthesis, and now yeah, here it is done. So if I do something like some kind of operations, so I do some simple addition, and then I print it out. So just enter the first number, then second number, and you get the answer. So that's what this integer do. So here you can see like it did some kind of it asked for some inputs, and then it did some kind of operations here, and then it printed like what would be a plus b. So that's all for this video. Like so this was the basic video about how you can starting out Python, and thanks for watching, and I will meet you next time.